Hi, I'm Mr. Liu, and I am your 7-Minute Sensei. This is the place where I summarize state strands and standards in 7 minutes or less. As you can see, we have quite a bit to cover. There are 11 strands in business management. So, computer, start the clock. Our topic today is business management, and this course is designed to develop capable and competent business managers. Students in this class learn 4 basic functions of management, including planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. In Strand 1, you learn about planning. You learn how important it is to become a forward-thinking leader. You'll learn about how to forecast, how to look at the competitive landscape. You might do something like a SWOT analysis, where you'll learn how to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats, and to plan and organize. In fact, in Strand 2, it's about organization. What kind of resources that you have available, and how should you organize your resources? How should you structure business? So, do you create a sole proprietorship, which generally is one person and maybe one person and their spouse, to buying into a franchise, buying somebody else's expertise and paying them royalty, to creating a corporation? There's 2 types that we generally talk about, and that is the C corporation, and that's like your Amazons, your Apples, your Microsofts of the world, very large corporations. They have stock options for employees. And then you have an S corporation, which is for a smaller type of organization. And here, the primary difference with an S corporation is that there's a different tax structure. Uh, in an S corporation, you're only taxed at 1 level. C corporation, obviously, 2 levels. Okay. Moving on to Strand 3. Here we learn about directing and leadership style. So you learn about the difference between what is an autocratic style of leadership versus a democratic style of leadership. With the democratic style of leadership, we're going to invite input. And whereas the autocratic leader is generally not so interested in your input. And then if you have laissez-faire, you basically have someone who entrusts, empowers their employees to, because of their experience, to work on their own and pretty much have free reign. In Strand 4, here we learn about controlling, and this is follow-up. This is making sure that goals are met. This is making sure that the company is compliant with laws, policies, with the values, the mission of the organization. This is the controlling aspect of management. In Strand 5, you're going to learn about financial information. So here, you'll learn to put together things like an income statement where you'll show your revenues and your expenses, and then hopefully show a net profit, to a balance sheet where assets are equal to the liabilities plus the owner's equity, to cash flow statements, which would indicate how money is going out and how money is coming into the organization. And you'll learn things about, cash basis versus accrual basis accounting. You'll also learn about ratios, different financial ratios, and break-even analysis. So in break-even analysis, you learn that price minus the cost of goods sold, or your variable cost, is equal to a contribution margin. And that is the amount of money per unit sold that if you take the fixed expenses of the organization, divide it by this contribution margin, then you can establish a break-even point. Moving on to Strand 6, this is just economics, and you'll learn about the law of supply and demand. You'll learn about business cycles, so how we will go through recessions, depressions, and then we'll have times where we will have inflation, where there's too much money supply out there, and too much money chasing after too few goods. So that causes problems like inflation, price increases. And then you'll learn about GDP, which is gross domestic product. And this is the value of the total output of a nation. In Strand 7, you learn about marketing. You learn about the 4 P's of marketing. So we're talking about product, price, promotion, place. And so you'll learn how to promote products and what does it mean to advertise versus maybe maybe just some kind of a promotion. Okay. In Strand 8, you'll learn about human resources. So human resources includes management theory. So you'll have a review of theory X, Y, and Z. And theory Z is this takeoff originated in Japan that said, you know, everyone in the organization is really part of this family and we need to take care of each other. And in fact, we sort of guarantee employment for life. You'll learn about Herzberg's theory as well as Maslow's need hierarchy. So there are different ways that you look at motivating and managing people. And moving on to Strand 9, here you'll learn about ethical and social responsibility in the organization and how you need to, of course, follow the law. And in Strand 10, you'll learn about legal aspects of business. And so regulations that you must follow, such as OSHA or EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity. And there you'll learn about discrimination and how to avoid discrimination. In Strand 11, you'll learn about the role of information technology and how technology automation helps businesses become more efficient and how it helps us in managing our businesses. Finally, just want to let you know that there is a breakdown of test points by strand, so you can look at that at the bottom of these documents. This is Mr. Liu. I am your 7-minute sensei, saying adios, aloha, arrivederci, ciao, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, sayonara, shalom, saijen. Goodbye.